All right, what's up everybody? It's Justin Riley from CrossFit East Sacramento. I wanted to shoot a video today and talk about this product, the Slingshot. The Slingshot was invented by our good buddy Mark Bell over at Super Training here in town. Mark is a very accomplished power lifter, and have you guys ever seen, I'm sure you've seen some of Mark's videos. The guy has an enormous dome. I mean, it's like the size of one of those globes that like your teacher had in your classroom when you were a kid. It's just huge. But inside that enormous dome, there are some really smart ideas. The guy really knows a lot about strength training, has some unique perspectives, and this invention that he made was one of them. He claims to have made this to train through injuries, so elbow problems, shoulder problems, things that arise on people that have been bench pressing their whole lifetime. And this was a solution to be able to train through some of those injuries, a supportive device. I'm going to talk mainly about the application of using this in dips and push-ups, which are two phenomenal exercises that many people don't have the strength to do properly. But you know, I'm just going to say that when I first saw the Slingshot, I kind of thought it was a gimmick, one of these things where, hey, I'm somebody who can bench press 200 pounds, and I throw one of these on and I can do 265, 275. Whew, sweet, I did more weight. You certainly can use it that way. You certainly will bench press more weight when you put this type of supportive device on. But the purpose of it is not really to say, oh, I could lift more. It's a training aid. It supports you. You know, so if you do have some sore joints or something like that, it's going to help you out. But what I believe is, for a lot of people, they don't actually know how to press. And when you put on a device like this, it actually will help teach you how to get in the right position and how to use your muscles correctly. So that's why I'm such a big fan of these guys. We just got a bunch more of them, some different strengths and different sizes, which I'm going to go over in a minute. And I want you guys to start using these if you're struggling with your dips or your push-up strength. So that's why I'm shooting this video today. Another thing to touch on in powerlifting, they talk a lot of, or use a lot of what's called accommodating resistance. So that's bands and chains. A band or a chain, the way it works, and this thing goes right in that same category, is that if I go to do a dip, let's say, at the bottom of that movement is the most difficult part of the movement. This thing is going to offer the most support. At the top of the movement, where we have strength, most of us can complete, it's not supporting us as much. So it's going to give you the most assistance where you need it the most, and where you don't need it, it's going to back off and it's not going to give you as much assistance. So it's a really great way to train that full range of motion, to stay in a good position, and to actually learn how to press yourself out of a dip or a push-up. In the past, real quick, I'm going to run over and grab a band. We've taught dips and push-ups using a band, something like this, and you put your knee inside of it, and you can use the assistance to do your dip. This is going to work the same way as far as supporting you more at the bottom, less at the top. But if you don't know how to press, what we see a lot of is we see people going down into dips like this. They stay upright, their elbows go back, they're really not using the right muscles, and they're really never going to build any strength. The other thing we see is elbows coming out to the side like this, not lined up right, not a whole lot of strength to be built there. When I put the Slingshot on, this thing goes on like a shirt. I'm going to pull it up just past my elbows a little bit. Actually, the way I believe that these work the best is if your elbow is still just inside the sleeve right here. If you pull it up all the way too high, I think it doesn't give you enough support. If you wear it down here on your forearms, it also doesn't work right. But if I pull this thing up, my elbow's just inside the cuff, I can come up here on the dip rack, screw my shoulders back into a good position, and I just sort of lean forward onto the band and press. Lean forward. So this is the proper dip position. My forearm should be relatively straight up and down, perpendicular to the floor, and pressing up at the top. That is how we want to learn how to press, and I believe that this is a great device for learning how to do so. Depending on how strong you are, we have different colors. So this black one is super supportive. Questionable, really, if you need this much assistance, we may just need to back up and start with push-ups for a little while before we move on to dips, which I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. The red one offers quite a bit of support, still going to help you out a lot. And the blue one offers a little bit less support, but still quite a bit. It's still quite an assistive device. I also think that the tempo that you use on these is really important. So I'm not going to put it on, but I'll show you the tempo that I'm talking about. In order to build the most strength in your pressing, I believe you should use a 3-second negative, a 2-second pause at the bottom, press yourself up, maybe about 2 seconds up the top. So your dipping speed should look about like this, about 3 seconds down, hold, press up, hold, about 3 seconds down again, hold, press up, and hold. Real quickly, I'm going to adjust the camera angle and show how this works on a push-up. So same thing, you guys can use these in your workouts or in your warm-ups. Either way is fine. They do take, you know, a couple seconds to get on if you're in the middle of a workout, but that's okay. We want to make sure you're building the strength correctly. Same thing on a push-up. Put it on like so, about 3 seconds down, hold. I'm not laying on the floor while I'm holding, I'm actually holding myself, pressing up to the top. Okay, if I'm doing my push-ups in a workout, I might move a little faster. If I'm doing these as part of my warm-up, I want to see that slow negative, that pause at the bottom. Forget about knee push-ups, they don't work. People get down here, they lay on the floor, they snake themselves up, their midsection goes loose. Does not work. I've never seen anybody build from a knee push-up to a regular push-up. This is a much, much better option. So again, the sizes, we have large and extra large. I wrote the sizes all here on the front. The red is the more supportive. The blue is the less supportive. We have one of these black ones. If you're just way off, we'll try throwing that one on you. And then the sizes also make a difference as far as how much support. So if I'm using a larger size, a bigger band, I'm not going to stretch it as far. A lot of you guys will have trouble fitting into the large. I know my guns are a little bit too big for the large. I can get it on, but it's a pain in the ass. So for some of the females, the larges will work well. And if you're feeling like it's getting too easy, you could move on to an extra large, and it'll be a little bit more challenging for you. But start using these. It's a great piece of equipment. It will help you overcome your strength deficits, and eventually you'll be able to do correct push-ups and dips. And remember, it's also helping teach you how that movement is supposed to feel. So it's not just assisting you, it's also teaching you what it's supposed to feel like. So that's it today, and I hope you guys start picking these things up and using them.